At an airport in the heart of the UK Cotswolds, I've come to finally meet the all-new SQ7. A car that feels surprisingly at home on a runway. It's also good on one, because in a drag race this car can outrun an Alfa Jet from a standing start. The engineering innovation behind this car would not only impress an aeronautical engineer, but also make petrol heads the world over take another look at what's achievable with diesel. It was on a runway very much like this one that 10 years ago the parent company who own Audi made an engine that was so powerful it was able to tow a 747 jumbo jet that weighs 155 tons. And whilst that's impressive, here we are today with an engine that's much more powerful. To put this into perspective, this V8 TDI engine develops 900 Newton meters of torque, which is amazing, and more torque than a Lamborghini Aventador. Obviously, it carries 5 or 7, the seats of which are controlled electronically by using these buttons here, which are very nice. And there's also a nice touch here, which is an electronic up and down device if you want to load. And in here there is a 48-volt battery, and that does some amazing things. And in order to explain that to you, we have to go for a drive. So obviously there is a scientific explanation to this, but I will just do a simple version. So the battery is doing 2 main things. The first is working with the engine, working with the 2 turbos to bring you a third using air compression. This is clever, and it means there is no turbo lag whatsoever from this engine. The other thing it's doing is working with the anti-roll stabilization system, electronically controlling it. All this technology is standard, along with Servotronic steering and adaptive LED lights with high beam assist. 0 to 60 is in 4.9 seconds, making it only 0.2 seconds slower than a Golf R. But surely, as it's an SUV with so much size, all this power is only really usable in a straight line, right? Wrong! Because this one has the Sports Dynamic Driving Pack, which includes rear wheel steering. It also includes a sports differential, which regulates the power to the rear wheels independently. So you've got all that going on, plus the Quattro all-wheel drive, sublime handling and fantastic feedback. Power and handling checked. What about parking? No problem. Right, so here is a very small parking space, and rather than worry about maneuvering it, all I do is press that button and it will do it all for me. All I had to do was control the brakes, the accelerator and the gear shifter, while the sensors calculate the angle, making a much better job of this space than I would. It won't just park like a small car, but it drives as easy as one. With 7 seats active, there's room for your designer buggies, and with all seats down, it's completely flat. I got 31 miles to the gallon, which for a car of this caliber is impressive. So finally, and back on the road, all that was left were my final thoughts on that V8. This engine has 2 modes. It's either very, very growly and expensive and roaring underneath you. Even during the annoying stop-start process, it's a pleasure at traffic lights. Or it's completely imperceptible. No noise whatsoever. No road noise, no wind noise, nothing from the engine. This is the best diesel engine I have ever driven.